We light our chalice in Midtown, Oklahoma City, on land that was home to the first Americans, including the Apache, Caddo, and Wichita, on land that was taken from the Muskogee and Seminole and other removed and relocated peoples. We light this chalice as a symbol of our sacred time together. The burning chalice represents the light of reason and science, the warmth of loving community, the cleansing heat of justice, and the flame of hope.
Again, welcome. I'm Reverend Diana Davies, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And for those in our community who are blind or visually impaired or joining us online without video, I'm a white woman in my 50s wearing a clerical robe and seasonal clerical stole. Para nuestros amigos que hablan español, bienvenidos. I'd like to begin this morning with a moment of silence to remember the victims of the terrible shooting that many of us woke up to reading about this morning, a shooting at a LGBTQ club in Colorado Springs last night. As of this morning, there were at least 5 dead and 18 injured. Let's take a moment of silence together. In the words of Representative-elect Eric Sorensen, as we pray for those fighting for life, we must use loud voices to stand up against hate. We gather this morning on the Sunday before Thanksgiving, a day that for many is a time of joy, sharing good food, traveling to see loved ones, relaxing in the comfort of a warm, cozy home. Yet for others, this is a time marked by loneliness or a painful awareness of those who are no longer present around the Thanksgiving table. For many, this week it serves as the official beginning of the holiday season, a time when we turn toward hope and generosity, kindness and goodwill. And yet for many, this week marks the beginning of the materialist onslaught of calls to shop, spend money, and buy all the things. A stressful time, a time of unmeetable expectations. And for still others, the coming holiday is a painful reminder of historical atrocities and attempted genocide of First Nations people. And today, on the 20th of November, we observe Transgender Day of Remembrance. We honor the memory of transgender people whose lives have been lost in acts of anti-trans violence. So we gather then in a time of joy and a time of sorrow, a time of beautiful memories and a time of traumatic recollection, a time of plenty and a time of hunger, a time of generosity and a time of greed, a time of creativity and a time of terrible waste. We gather, in short, in a time of life. In the words of Zorba the Greek, life, the full catastrophe. Let us then embrace the full catastrophe together. When you entered the sanctuary today, you should have received a slip of colored paper, And you should find pencils in the back of the pew in front of you. And if you don't have a piece of paper or you don't have something to write with, could you raise your hand and we'll have an usher. So we've got a bunch of people who need some pens and pencils. So we'll get some people sending those down the pews. And as they're doing that, I'll explain what we're going to do with that. On the slip of paper, and you have plenty of time to do this, I invite you to write down one thing that you are grateful for this year. Many of us are blessed with so many things, but I ask you to write down just one. And later, during the offering, I will invite you to place your slip of paper into the offering plate. And I'll read those words of gratitude during the candle lighting ritual near the end of our service today. So we'll we see there's still people near the front that need more paper and need more pens, and I think they're trying to find those right now. So we'll just keep, as they're looking for those, they'll remember to come down the sides and bring those to you. All right. Our opening hymn is number 349, We Gather Together.
Lee was having a no good, very bad day. So my name is Tim Atkins, and I serve as your Director of Lifespan Religious Exploration. I'm tall, brown hair. I've got rainbow glasses and a pink shirt on today. So Lee was having a no good, very bad day. He could feel his heart slowly deflating after each and every horrible, terrible thing that went wrong. First, he broke his glasses while he was trying to clean them. They snapped right in the middle where they rested on his nose. His mom had to super glue them together. It was so embarrassing, and he was just so angry that they couldn't just go get another pair. He was so angry he felt his heart deflate some. And it was so cold outside, he couldn't go and play. He hated when it got cold outside because he loved going outside to run around. Sometimes he could go play in the snow, but this was the worst kind of cold, the kind without any snow. He was so angry he felt his heart deflate a little more. And since he couldn't play outside, he decided to play with his sister Susie. They didn't always agree on what to play, but one of the few things they both liked to do was build with blocks. Lee decided to build the tallest stack of blocks he could. And just as he was reaching to put the final piece on top, the tower crumbled down. It was all his sister's fault. He just knew it. And his sister started crying as he stormed out. And he was so angry, he felt his heart deflate a little more. And all day long, bad things kept happening. And by the end of the day, his heart felt totally deflated and completely empty. He hoped that tomorrow would be better, but he wasn't holding out too much hope. Well, that night, he had the strangest dream. When he woke up, he remembered a voice telling him that he was going to have a chance to redo the day. He was excited because he hoped that he could turn his horrible, terrible day around. But he also remembered a voice saying that he should be thankful. Well, the day started off the same, and although he tried not to, he still broke his glasses. But he remembered what the voice in the dream said, and he decided to try and not get so angry. When his mom came to fix them with super glue again, this time he said, "Thank you, Mom." And he noticed how his mom gave him a relieved smile in return. When he said thanks, his heart began to inflate. And when he wasn't allowed outside and had to stay inside, he said, "Thanks for having a house to stay in when it was cold outside." He knew not everyone had such a warm place to be on such a cold day. And there was something special about the places we love. And when he said thanks, his heart inflated just a little bit more. And when it came time to play with his sister Susie and his tall tower of blocks came tumbling down, instead of getting angry, he noticed how sorry his sister looked. It wasn't her fault that the blocks fell. Sometimes that just happens. And this time, instead of getting angry, he suggested they build a castle together. And it was the best afternoon of block building ever. And when he said thanks, his heart inflated just a little bit more. All day long, the same bad things happened. But this time, he found a way to say thanks. And by the end of the day, his heart felt full. Every time you say thanks to someone, your heart swells just a little bit more. Saying thanks is like breathing life into your heart and soul. So let's try saying thank you together. On the count of 3, I want you to say thank you, all right? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Did you feel your heart swell just a little? All right, and now I want you to think of something bad that happened to you or to the world this week. Can you? Do you have it in mind? And now I want you to think of something, anything, that you could have been thankful for during that something bad. Now on the count of 3, let's say thank you again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Did you feel your heart swell with just a little bit more with the breath of gratitude and love? And now finally, on the count of 3, I want you to shout thank you as loud as you can, so folks on the other side of the county can hear us. And if you have sensitive ears, you may want to plug your ears, all right? Shout it for everybody to hear. Thank you. On 1, 2, 3. Thank you! Woo! My heart feels so full, it feels like it could pop right out of my chest. May all of us remember to say thank you and breathe the love of gratitude in our hearts. Amen.
So I invite Loriana Lee Knapp, Chair of the Membership Committee, and Nathan Boone, Congregational Life Coordinator, to come up to the front of the sanctuary for our new members ceremony. Today, we welcome into our community 13 individuals who have chosen to make a commitment to this congregation by signing our membership book. Some of these have returned to us after a time away, and others are brand new to our community. Sadly, several of our new members aren't able to be with us today, but we know that they are with us in spirit or joining us online. So new members, if you're present today, please come to the front of the sanctuary and stand by Nathan when Loriana calls your name. Families, we invite you to bring your children with you.
Hello. Oh, I can move the microphone. I heard. Hello, good morning. My name is Loriana Lee Knapp. I am wearing my pronouns are she, her, hers. I am wearing a blue blouse. Our newest members are Amy Atwater Diaz, Cassie Collins, Emily Denigan, Scott Forbes, Emily and Todd Hildebrandt, Barbara McCullough, Juliette Nazario, Koba and Dirk Nietzel, Anita Rydberg, Rebecca Schaller, and Steve Weston. The moment when we enter into covenant with one another is one of the holiest moments of our congregational life. New members, please recite in unison the words written in your order of service. Our congregational life coordinator, Nathan Boone, will read along with you.
We enter this faith with hope and possibility in our hearts, pledging to participate in and support the ministries of this church. We covenant to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through this church and guides us. We seek your welcome as we join you in this faith.
And now, all members of the congregation, please rise in body or in spirit, and please read the words printed in your order of service. Welcome you as once we were welcomed ourselves. We seek to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision, in times when it is easy and in times when it is difficult. We seek to be supportive, not only when you reach out and encourage us, but when you need us to reach out to you. In return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals. And we fall short. We invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us more fully bring life to the spirit of love. We welcome you as equal members of this congregation of this faith and our shared spiritual journey.
Will all the children and youth please rise in body or in spirit and repeat after me? New members of First Unitarian Church, we welcome you. Together, we are the future. New members of First Unitarian Church, we welcome you. Yeah.
As Nathan passes out roses to all of our members, it is my honor to welcome the newest members of our community. Please give them a warm welcome. And we have reversed one bit of our order of service. This is the time when we will now sing the children out. Go now in peace. peace. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
My name is Lynn Ann Wagner. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a white person with long wavy brown hair, and I'm wearing a black dress with pink flowers and a black cardigan. I'm a member of your Radical Welcoming team who is doing the reading for Transgender Day of Remembrance today. Every Sunday, we take an offering. Since 2002, all of the cash and designated checks from that offering have gone directly to external nonprofit organizations doing good work, our Change for Change partners. For the month of November, our Change for Change partner is Voices Organized in Civic Engagement. Voice is a coalition of congregations, worker associations, schools, and nonprofit groups that have come together out of a deep sense of mission and concern for the pressures faced by families in the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. Voice works to better understand these pressures by asking members of our community to talk about their own experiences. Members strive to foster real conversations instead of ideological shouting matches. First is a founding member of one of the most active organizations within Voice. Funds raised through Change for Change will go toward the annual membership fees for First Unitarian Church. For those of you who are in the sanctuary with us today, in just a moment, we'll be passing the offering plate. If you're not able to make a gift today, we invite you to write a note of encouragement to our Change for Change partner organization, and we'll share those messages with them as well. And if you're watching us online, please make your gift by sending a check to First Unitarian. Just write Change for Change on the memo line, or make an online payment through our website, 1UC.org.
And as a reminder, in addition to making your offering, we invite you to place your little slip of paper on which you have written the one thing that you are grateful for. Please place that in the offering plate. And if you are watching us on YouTube today, we invite you to write into the comments one thing that you are grateful for.
51 transgender people in these United States between October 1st, 2021 and September 30th, 2022, we bear witness
to the unrecorded ones, uncounted ones, the unnamed many, whose lives and deaths will only ever be known by the universe. We bear witness.
In these times of heightened anxiety, we who are gathered here today reject the teachings of division and ignorance and commit to siding with love against hatred.
We bear witness against closed-minded ideologies that excuse evil acts in the name of religion. We bear witness
against any administration that seeks to fuel their rise to power by threatening the lives of transgender, genderqueer, and non-binary people.
We bear witness
against systemic power structures that treat transgender, queergender, and non-binary people, particularly those who are people of color, as being anything less than human.
We bear witness
On this day, we who are queer folk and allies gather together to uphold the first principle that speaks to the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
We bear witness
for those transgender, genderqueer, and non-binary people who are gathered among us today.
We bear witness
For those who are allied to the cause of protecting our transgender, genderqueer, and non-binary siblings,
we bear witness
For those who exist boldly, unapologetically, in public space as fully authentic transgender, genderqueer, and non-binary people.
we bear witness
We invite you to speak the names of those you wish to hold in the light.
Rexy Q.
Rachel Seagroves.
Matthew Shepherd.
Toy Davis.
Luna Kester.
Dee Dee Hall.
Sal Scott. Ginger Fry.
Morgan.
These remembered deaths have not gone unnoticed by us.
we bear witness.
Sacred, transgender, genderqueer, non-binary, beloved lives do not go unnoticed by us.
We bear witness.
Would you please join me in a spirit of prayer or meditation? May we remember not only those precious souls who have been lost to violence in this country and around the world, but may we remember and celebrate the trans and gender diverse people living here in our own community. May we be in solidarity so that all may live into the full and beautiful potential of their beings. Also thinking within our church community, today we lift into the light all those who are facing challenges. I went to call the names of Tom Balcom and Silver, who just yesterday were in a terrible car accident. They're okay, but in pain. We also think of all those in our community who are currently suffering with COVID or flu or RSV or whatever this thing is that is going around that just doesn't leave. We think of those with financial difficulties, those who have lost a loved one, those recovering from surgery or undergoing treatment for cancer or other serious illness, those experiencing memory loss along with their families and caregivers, those experiencing relationship difficulties, including those who are estranged from their families, those struggling with mental illness and addiction, for whom the holiday season can be especially hard. And we pray traveling mercies for those who will be traveling this week. And we celebrate with those who are preparing for joyous reunions. And in silence, I invite you to lift upon your hearts the names of those who you are carrying and to whom we can offer love and care. May it be so. Amen.
I don't know how they do that. But it's great. Thank you. Okay, y'all, I have a news flash. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I know my grasp of the obvious is magnificent, isn't it? I have much for which to be thankful. I have a roof over my head. I have food to eat. I don't worry about where my next meal is coming from. I can pay my bills. I have warm clothes to wear. And I have a family and this amazing community I can turn to for support. Here's the problem, though. I don't feel very thankful this year. And I don't act in a thankful way either. I find that lately I'm on edge and preoccupied. My thoughts of the future are filled more with trepidation than with hope. I ruminate about the past, about chances not taken, about the paths and the people I have forsaken. I feel alienated and disconnected. Now, of course, I am connected to the world in fundamental ways, but sometimes I just need to reestablish this sense of connection, this sense of where I fit into the scheme of things. I need to turn away from the voice inside my head that keeps insisting, as I consider the state of the world today, don't just sit there, do something. Instead, I need to listen for a while to a different voice, to the voice of the Zen Buddhist who advises, don't just do something, sit there. I need to take some time to sit in the moment, to let the thoughts of the past and the future slowly dissipate, and to be more fully engaged in the present. And if I can do this, I'm reminded of the true nature of my connections. I'm reminded that I am of the rain that falls and the rivers that flow. After all, my body is 80% water. I'm of the air that is all around me. I take it into my body, its oxygen sustains me, and I change the very air as I exhale it. I am sibling to the plants and trees. They take in the carbon dioxide that I exhale. They provide life-giving oxygen back to it. I'm of the soil beneath me. Its minerals are in me and support my very being. And I am of the stars. They produce the heavier elements of which I am made. In their death throes, the novas and supernovas expel these elements into space, and they find their way into me. I am literally made of star stuff. Now, the more I can stay in that moment of perception, the deeper my sense of belonging and being. I become both a witness to and a participant in the great call of life, of interbeing and a sense of connection. And I sense that give and take of creation, that life beckoning to life. And in that space of clarity, of interbeing and far-seeing connection, I experience a visceral reaction, a wordless, shimmering upwelling that I can only describe as gratitude. Gratitude for that moment and gratitude for this life. And I can find that I can carry the kernel of that gratitude within me as I then turn back to the everyday world of cares and concerns. Now, that experience of gratitude doesn't suddenly make everything all better. It doesn't turn me into a jolly old elf. Well, old, yes. Elf? Yeah, maybe. Jolly? No. It does, however, give me a sense of balance and perspective that helps me to re-engage with the world more productively. And it is in that spirit of gratitude that I, as a member of this community, and as someone who has the honor of being the acting, or the, not acting, I guess I am acting, the actual board chair this year, I want to wish each of you, those who are here in the sanctuary, those who are interacting with us online today, and those of our community who could not join us today, all the best of this season of solstice and of holidays. I hope that each of you can take some time amidst the busyness and the joys and the stresses of the season to take time just for yourself, in whatever way works best for you, to just for a moment be, to simply be, to blessed be.
In just a moment, Warren will play some lovely music for us, and I'm going to read the many words of gratitude that you all have shared today. And I will say that we did this, we collected these while the kids were still with us, so some of the slips are actually drawings. So I will do my best to interpret these works of art and tell you what they represent. There are 2 stations in the back for lighting candles, and I'm going to invite the choir to go first, to go to the back and light candles and come back up, and then we'll have from the back to the front, if that makes sense. So choir first, let them come back up the aisle, and then we'll go from the back to the front. The 2 stations are there at the back. This Thanksgiving, I am grateful for my beloved family. Family. My wife. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. 1UCOKC community. I am grateful for hugs, sunshine, and music. Music. Gravity. A steady job, the resilience of nature, good health, friendship from members of First Unitarian Church, good health of my family, the comfort and light of music. I am grateful for my loving, dedicated spouse. I am finally free. I am thankful for the opportunity to be in a better place than I was from Nigeria to the United States. I am thankful for my beautiful family and the many blessings we enjoy. I am grateful for my family and that they live nearby. My husband and our home. This fabulous church community and my friends. And I believe this person is grateful for cats. My family. I'm grateful for my family. I have the love of my family. If I have their love, I am spiritually whole and want for nothing else. Friends, chess club. I've given myself permission to do less. Friends, my wife, grandchildren. Grateful to have the wherewithal to remodel both bathrooms. The ability to help others. Being healthy and family. grateful for hope, a healthy heart, my 2 daughters, my family, my dog, my health. We're thankful for family, friends. Thankful that my family is healthy and my children are thriving. Community. Well, Mom, I can make out Mom. I am grateful for friends and family. I am thankful for my friends and family, especially my daughter Zoe. Deep gratitude for people who practice loving kindness, for those who are willing to do the challenging work of healing change within themselves and in the world around them. My family, Theodora. Thankful for our community, especially over the past 3 years. For my husband, for my nice husband. Thankful for good health at my advanced age. Thanksgiving dinner. My family and dogs. Healthy human relationships. My family. So thankful for my children and their spouses, Ruth and Keith, Anne Marie and Joy, Sean and Chris. They have all helped me so much since their father passed. Family, new and old. Good health. Baby Nora. My home and the ability to buy food. Friends. My loving and gracious husband, Jason. My husband, Randall, and his undying hope for the future. Friends, family, the joy of life. Breath is myself. Ibuka's voice and smile. A new journey in life. Tabby. Family. Shelter from the storm. I'm grateful for my husband who puts up with my many eccentricities. My loving and supportive friends and family. Family with a beautiful drawing of them. Neighbors. Sunshine. Community. Hatsune Miku? I think it's anime. Grateful for having my health, my daughter and her family, the privilege to quit a job without anything in hand to get something better for me. Blessed memories, knowledge, change, the fun and camaraderie of bell choir. I'm thankful for my long-awaited date for back surgery, my wife, and life itself. Would you please rise in body or in spirit as we sing our congregational hymn. It's number 128 in the gray hymnal, For All That Is Our Life.
Thanks and praise for all our lives, a gift which we are called to use to build a common good and make our own ways glad. for needs which others have, for services we give, for work and its reward, for ours unrest and love, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is alive, for sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain and loss, for which that we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is alive, for all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to build a common good, and make our own days glad.
Please be seated.
Ooh. Watch that first step. Okay. We extinguish this flame of the chalice, but not the light of love and community, which burns on in our hearts.
I have a couple of brief announcements. First, there will be a meal here at the church at noon on Thanksgiving Day. If you haven't yet responded that you are interested in attending, please contact Becky Talent. Becky, would you stand up so everybody can see who you are? And let her know what you plan to bring and how you plan to help. We will need people to help with setup, preparation, serving, and cleanup. Second, immediately after the service today, all are invited to come to Daniel Hall. Just go through these doors, go down the hallway, and turn the doors on your right. We'll be serving cake in honor of our newest members, and I hope you'll come by to meet and greet our new members. And while you're there, you can sign up to purchase or provide money for the purchase of a gift for a child or children whose family is involved in drug court. In closing today, I want to offer this poem by Robert Louis Stevenson. It is a text that has special meaning for many in this congregation, especially those of us who hold the memory of Pat Corley still dear in our hearts. I've changed just word from the Kyriarchal Lord to universal love. Love, behold our family gathered here. We thank thee for this place in which we dwell, for the love that unites us, for the peace accorded this day, for the hope with which we expect the morrow, for the health, the work, the food, and the bright skies that make our lives delightful. And for our friends in all parts of the earth, let peace abound in our small company. Purge out of every heart the lurking grudge. Give us grace and strength to forbear and to persevere. Give us the grace to accept and to forgive offenders. Forgetful ourselves, help us to bear cheerfully the forgetfulness of others. Give us courage and gaiety and the quiet mind. Spare to us our friends, soften to us our enemies. Bless us, if it may be, in all our innocent endeavors. And if it may not, give us the strength to encounter that which is to come, that we be brave in peril, constant in tribulation, temperate in wrath, and in all change of fortune, down to the gates of death, loyal and loving to one another. May it be so.